That might have been the problem. Let me just confirm. Okay, that seems to have fixed it. Good evening, everyone. This is the third round, halfway point of the BTCC Blueprints with STDAsh84 Designs Season 15. It is, Brands Hatch Indy, so the shortest, one of the most competitive tracks of the season, actually. You always get very close, sometimes a bit argy-bargy racing around here. But, you'll probably be able to hear there's no Sean, it is just me. Sean is... So, I'm being left in charge. So, while we have a moment, I will go through the points for you. So, in first place is Ethan Graham on 92, ahead of Lewis Edwards on 79. Clements, his teammate, is in third. Oh no, not his teammate, sorry. I just saw the two Volkswagen badges. Clements in third on 74. Heron fourth on 71. Then you have McIntosh on 64, ahead of his teammate Schouler, who's on 58. Liam New sits 7th with 56 points, ahead of Leon Welsh with 52, who again, just ahead of his teammate, Ash Sharp, who's on 51, so 1 point between them. Adam Piper is also on 51. He is missing tonight, so he has... Let me just check who it is. He has here Dylan Cotton as his replacement, who we saw last few rounds. He also 51. Jeff Westenborg, 11th on 38 points. He hasn't appeared for tonight. Luke Clifford, 13th on 19 points. Oh, sorry, Roy Nashall in 12th on 29. Luke Clifford in 13th on 19. And then Peter James Smith, who's still having some pedal issues. And he is replaced by this man, Ewan Lloyd, who we saw in the first round. Went very well. I believe he was in the Scirocco for that round. So he's back in the Renault. This isn't the greatest track for the front-wheel drive, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do. So as for the teams, Team Halfords are first on 148, Seat Sport UK second on 125, Team RAC are just behind on 122, Kart World Racing fourth on 103, just ahead of Faraclat Racing on 98, VX Racing 6th with 88, and then you have Team Eurotech with John Guest on 67. So that is all your team standings. Now I just need to get note of the tyres. This is all the stuff Sean usually have, which I don't have to hand. So I don't have Sean's graph. What I'm going to be doing is writing down who uses what when, because all the drivers have access to what tyres they've used when they have to use them, because of course you have to use them basically 2 times in race 1, 2 times in race 2, 2 times in race 3 throughout the season. So I'll write down who uses what, and Sean can work that all out for when he's back next week. You notice as well, we're in slightly higher quality today. That's the beauty of a PS5, but I don't have a keyboard, so you've got a bit of a trade-off. The stream looks better, but no replays. In fact, let me... While I'm here, let me share this stream to our Facebook page, because we should be set for qualifying any minute. So we're on at 8 o'clock. Let me just sort this all out. I apologise. There we go. So that is hopefully everything that we need sorted, as we see Cotton going for a bit of an explore at the final corner. Like I said, we are just waiting. There's a Schouler doing his usual, sort of sitting by the side of the track. Don't know why he can't return to the pit lane. See who else is on track. There's Clements, had a better round last week. As he comes into clearways and out of Clark Curve. Fastest lap so far, 45.8 from Edwards, followed just by Clements actually, so this track, like I say, historically not very good for front-wheel drives, but perhaps that Volkswagen's running quite well. How far off is Heron? A bit more of a considerable gap. So perhaps the Scirocco working a bit better than the Volkswagen, than the Renault around here. Because how is Lloyd getting on? He's about 2/10 behind Heron, and we saw just how good Lloyd was at round 1, so two very good drivers in that Renault. And it's a little bit off just now, so maybe a bit of a pain round for them. Most cars will always have one of them. Like I say, almost all drivers here, no sign of Westenborg. It appears he gave no reason as to why, so there was no chance to sort out a replacement or a reserve because we were unaware as Edwards pulls the handbrake. McIntosh sitting third, not far off of the Volkswagens. And there's some more handbrake going on. That looks like Sharp and Clements and Nashall. As what's going on? Was that correct? Let me see. I swear it just said quali started. Yeah. Why? What's going on? Let me just speak to some of the guys and try and find out what the hell's happening. It appears something has gone on, because it said quali started. Perhaps, what might have happened is... Yeah, I was going to say Ethan Graham might have disconnected. And he's the host, so that will remove everyone. Okay, another slight delay to tonight. We're going to need to get this lobby back up, get everyone back in, and, then start quali. Meanwhile, we'll play some amazing car in the background for you all. So yeah, it seems pretty confirmed that Ethan Graham's internet is turned off. Yeah, it switched to wireless before this because his Ethernet's a bit dodgy, but it appears his wireless has had a bit of a fit as well. So we apologise, of course, all this happens. The one time I'm left in charge, no one to talk to or bounce off of, so we'll just await the message of it all coming back online. I hope you're all appreciating this beautiful livery in the future. Of course, the FTR and a couple of our drivers will be entering a 12-hour race in these Group 2 cars. Of course, if you check out the Full Throttle Racing Facebook page, you'll be able to keep up to date with that. Of course, they'll be talking about their own drivers, and you'll be able to find the main page where it all will be posted about, and there's Discord servers and stuff, so you'll find everything you need over on the Full Throttle Racing Facebook page. But still no sign of Ethan. I was so confused what was going on when we had I said quali started, everyone was still driving around, and then nothing happened. Yep, still just waiting. So I expect quali maybe to get started closer to sort of 10 past now by the time we get it back up and get it get everyone back in, get it started. Ash has put in the chat that Ethan died. A car popping in the sunlight. So who do we have in the chat? We have Ash, Ash Sharp, we have Lewis Edwards, we have Fel saying good luck to Rustator, Chris Clements. So Chris has a fan base in the chat. There is Chris Clements saying hello to everyone. Of course, Chris sat third in the championship. He had a much better round last week at Laguna Seca, and he'd be hoping to carry that on. It looks like the Volkswagen is certainly a capable car this round. So is it the two quickest times, both set by Volkswagens, closely followed by McIntosh in the Mazda. So I'll have to see once qualifying fully gets going where the Hyundais and where the Renault sets. It looked like the Renault was a little bit off initially. It's our little friend on the back of the car. Still no sign of Ethan. So even my 10 past prediction of getting quali back underway might be a little ambitious. So yeah, it's always kind of awkward to talk in situations like this where you're sort of no racing to talk about or nothing particular, so just trying to kill time to effectively wait for the lobby to open again, providing you with some moving images of a car. It's better than just looking at a blank background or the lobby screens. Like I say, that 12-hour event, this will be our car, the team Akipax Racing. Rob would hate me if I called it anything other than Akipax. Of course, one of the teams that will contain a lot of FTR drivers. I think there's sort of 3 or 4 teams that will contain drivers from, or that race or have raced in FTR, so if you want to know anything about that or anything, find it all on the Full Throttle Racing Facebook page. Me try and find out what the situation is, because we've been sort of out of a lobby for nearly 10 minutes now. Ah, there we go. I've just been informed that the lobby is open by Ashley, so let's go and find that. This is where the game will annoy me and not show it. Oh, there we go. Ooh, it's a 2-bar connection. Of course, that'll probably just be because Ethan's internet's back up. They always take a minute to get back up to speed. So nothing to be concerned about. Like I say, we have 13, so we're waiting for 2 people. And there we go, we have some cars on track again. So who looks like they're going to be on mediums for race 1? New, Heron, Sharp, currently, are the ones on the medium tyres. That's Nashall having a adventure into the kitty litter. Up at Druids. And then sort of making a bit of a mess of Graham Hill Bend as well. How does Showler do? A little wiggle on the way in. Again, pretty wide out of Graham Hill. Surtees is not flat in the Mazda. There we go, qualifier is starting and we've successfully got in this time. So let me just quickly write down who is on medium tyres. Heron, Graham, New and Sharp. There we go. So why don't we, as I was going to say, follow our championship leader on board, but he decided to pull the handbrake and nearly crash into Ash Sharp. Let's follow McIntosh on board. First car out, so it's almost a 46th or so second lap. Ideally you're under the 45s. So on board with the man who nearly won race 3 last week. I think the braking board for turn 1 has already been taken out. How they've managed that, I don't know. Probably Edwards. Yeah, McIntosh nearly winning race 3 last week, put Graham under a lot of pressure, but couldn't make a move happen. Looks like there's a lot. Someone's crashed out of Paddock Hill. We'll check who that is in a minute. Well, first, McIntosh is going to set his lap a little sideways into clearways. Flat out of Clark Curve. That's the corner the front wheel drives hate. They just cannot get the traction out of there. And what time is it going to be? So 45.9, a good first lap. It was Schouler who crashed, so the other RAC. Lloyd 46.6. What does Heron do on the medium tyres? 47.0. Cotton 46.3. Our times are flying in. Graham 49.7, so something went wrong for him in his lap. Maybe involved in the Schouler crash. New 47.2. Edwards 46.1. Clifford 46.5. Sharp. And then Schouler. So everyone's set a time now. I think the one with a lot of time to gain is probably Graham. You can see 2.9 seconds up, so first sector it mostly was, so you think maybe he was held up or was involved in the incident with Schouler. He has Clements for company. The Scirocco's, or 3 of them at least, sitting second, third, fourth, because Cotton is up in third. In fact, Lloyd might have put himself in the mix there with a 46.3. What does Graham do? 46.5 puts himself up to 8th. Cotton does go 4th ahead of Lloyd. And then Edwards puts his Scirocco onto pole. And Schouler went into 6th, 46.3. He's round at Paddock again. This time it was on his own. Whether the first was on his own or he was pushed. Pushed before he jumped. Lloyd's going to come around. Can he improve? No, a 10.5 down. What about Clements? Currently sits 3rd. Nashall improves. Clements doesn't improve. Welsh improves up to 3rd. New improves. Clifford improves up to 5th. So the VWs are going very, very well around here. Schuyler, of course, off on that lap as well. So Graham 46.5, and 47.0, 47.1 back to New, and then 47.2 for Sharp. Of course, a lot of these guys towards the back here on the medium tyres. In fact, that's the 4 on the mediums. It's Nashall, the first car on the super softs. Anyone can improve on this run around? Cotton improves up to 3rd. Doesn't seem to be much improvement happening. Oh, as Graham has either crashed or decided he doesn't want any of it. Sharp up to 11th. He puts himself into 2nd in the medium runners. That's all you can really aim for sometimes, is just to be best of the medium runners. Of course, at a track like this, you never know what you can pick up around here. McIntosh gonna get one more lap after this one. Improves, but not enough to displace Edwards from the top of the leaderboard. So he has one more chance. This will be the last lap for most people. Yeah, that's the last of it. Clements, 4th. Welsh, 3rd. Who can improve? Edwards doesn't. New improves, puts himself up 1 place ahead of Heron. But Heron is on a lap. Oh, but he's 2.5 seconds down, so he's not improving. Who else is on a lap? You've got Nashall and Cotton. Schuyler goes up to 6th. You've also got Lloyd on a lap. There's someone coming up to the line. They don't improve. Can Lloyd improve up from 8th place? No, doesn't improve. What about Nashall, Cotton and Heron? And yeah, Heron's down. Nothing for Nashall or Cotton, nothing for Heron, so that looks like everyone's done a lap, and now we just have to wait the 35 seconds or so. So there it is. It will be Edwards from McIntosh, from Welsh, from Clement, so it's Volkswagen, Mazda, Mazda, Volkswagen. And then Cotton in the other, Volkswagen. So the top 6... Top 7 is all Mazdas and Volkswagens. And Lloyd, the first of the Renaults, in 8th place. Nashall, 9th. Graham, 10th. Sharp, 11th. New, 12th. And Heron, 13th. Of course, expect this track especially is really bad for those front-wheel drives because the angle of the pit straight, they almost sort of fall to the inside. So don't be surprised if they all just start going right off the start. So expect your likes of Schuyler, Welsh, and McIntosh to take full advantage at the start. So it is, your grid. I just ran you through, eventually over a 10th. Edwards took pole by. Here we are, they start revving up. And it's go. At a pretty good start relative for Edwards, but it looks like McIntosh, in fact Welsh is there. It's going to be 3 wide into turn 1, and it's going to be Welsh who takes the lead. In fact, oh, Graham's off out wide, McIntosh is round. Oh, it's been a terrible start for the two of them. Welsh, Edwards and Schuyler are all side by side. Then it looks like Clifford and New are getting into each other. Welsh will take the lead from Schuyler. In fact, it's going to do that annoying glitch. Give me 2 seconds. There we go. That's an annoying glitch. So it is Welsh from Schuyler, from Edwards, from Clifford. How's it gone further on? New is up to 5th, Lloyd 6th, Sharp 7th, Heron 9th, Nashall... Sorry, Heron 8th, Nashall 9th, Graham, who's off at turn 1, Clements down to 11th, McIntosh down to 12th, and Cotton down to 13th. So a messy start here. Of course, no replays, like I say. I don't have this sort of equipment. Oh, that's Clifford off in the background. Looks like Edwards had a look on Schuyler, but Schuyler outbreaks back down the inside into Druids. That there's a Sharp and Nashall getting quite close. Sharp has the inside, but Nashall's able to swoop by. Oh, and that's Graham off in the background again. So not a good start to the race for Graham. His main saving grace, I guess, is that he's on the medium tyres. So how much of an immovable object will Welsh be? How much will Edwards want to get back through? Because he's obviously the quickest man out there. He took pole. It's a little spread out of the back thanks to that crazy lap 1. Your main action, I think, is going to be up here towards the front. Perhaps once the likes of New and Heron start to get caught by those people at the back on the super softs. Of course, they take advantage of the medium tyres being at the back, staying out of the trouble. As this Edwards chance will look, Schouler covers the inside. Edwards is going to think better, perhaps, or is he going to go for a switchback? Schouler's going to have to move. He does. Edwards has to back out of it. It's going to go around the outside. And again, Schouler able to hold on. And something that'll be key for Schouler is if he can clear Welsh, he puts a car between himself and Edwards. There's most of your victims from lap 1. Of course, unless Graham can recover, he's going to have it all to do in race 2, but he'll be on the super soft tyres. Oh, and in fact, something's happened to Schouler. The one time we look away, something happens. He's now down with Lloyd. So that's put Edwards free up into 2nd place, and Lloyd goes down the inside of Schouler into turn 1, while Schouler will be able to switch back underneath. Lloyd's going to cover that one. And there's New getting interested, but of course he's on the medium tyres. This isn't really his race. For him in his position, he's got to think about... For him, it's almost a time trial, finish in the minimum time possible. Not, can he take positions? Because 5th, when you started 12th on the medium tyres, would be a great result. But like I say, a couple of cars behind on the super softs that'll be making their way through. Edwards only closed slightly onto Welsh that lap. As Schouler has the somewhat annoying Renault ahead of him, because as you can see, Schouler had the tow, but lost time on the straight. And even though those front wheel drives struggle out of the last corner, they're actually sort of... They don't struggle comparatively to the saloon cars. He's got a good run here now. Is he going to brave it? Down into 30s. Oh, he gets on the curb. They must have banged door mirrors. But Lloyd holds on to the place. You can see Schouler gets his nose underneath with the Renault running wide. But then they get to a straight and it just buggers off. Here is Edwards on Welsh. This is a great chance for the likes of Edwards and Clements and Heron, knowing that the championship leader is down in last place. It looks like he's caught up to someone. Oh, he's out of the race actually, so... Now, I'm not sure what the technicality is on that. I know when I ran the league, if you DNF'd, it was 0 points, not just last place. So, we'll see what Adam Piper, who's not here tonight, ruling is on that. Of course, he's a very strange man. Like I say, when I was in charge, it was if you DNF, you get nothing. But of course, if Ethan finished 13th, he'd get, I think, 3 points, so he might not care. I'll tell you what, New is hanging onto the back of these guys all right. I think... What times is he doing? 46.8, 46.3. I think he's going to be under attention from Clements quite soon. This is on board with Welsh, looking back at Lewis Edwards, who could very well be the championship leader coming out of this race. Because with Graham scoring no points, I presume no points, it'll be the same ruling. He just needs a podium and he would be the championship leader. But Welsh is doing a good job to hold on. His lap time's a little inconsistent, but nothing terrible. Ooh, defending thin air there a little, perhaps. Edwards going to the outside. As well, Lloyd holding on very well from Schouler. This has brought Clements into it. And there's McIntosh and Heron getting a little get-together on the entry into Druids. And McIntosh has Nashel on his sights. In fact, he might be through Nashel straight away. No. But if he can clear Nashel, he will be on this Lloyd, Schouler, Clements new battle. And there goes Schouler on Lloyd. Oh, I don't think Lloyd realised Schouler was there, but again, the power of the Renault. Schouler not able to do anything. In fact, McIntosh looks like he is now through on Nashel. He's got a better run out of Clark Curve. In fact, Nashel's back down the inside. Can McIntosh hold it round the outside into Druids? Looks like they make contact. Oh, it's all kicked off here. Oh! Clements is off. That looks like Schouler and Clements' rivalry has continued itself. We caught to that very late. So that might end up being a steward's matter. But as it stands, Schouler is through on Lloyd. You never know at this rate. Clements could still catch, because like I say, New is on the medium tyres, and the Renault hasn't looked particularly strong here. So, even if Schouler's not catchable, I think Schouler's aim probably just has to be get a gap, because a penalty might be impending. Back at the front, Welsh is still holding on very well. Of course, Edwards doesn't have the insane power that the Renault has to try and get past Welsh, but that Volkswagen has looked very quick here. So we're on lap 12 out of 19, 7 to go once they cross the line. So we're pretty much sort of 2/3 of the way through this race. And how must Welsh be feeling? I don't think he's ever won a race before in BTCC. How much must Schouler be rueing his mistake? Or whatever happened in those opening laps where he all of a sudden dropped to 2 or 3 seconds off this pair. And this might be Edwards' chance. Welsh has gone wide. He might have fallen for the dummy. It is. Edwards is through. So Edwards will be the championship leader after this race. Excuse me. And it'll be Welsh currently sat second, but he is 9 seconds back. So even if he fights back and can't find a way through, you'd think another podium for Leon Welsh. In fact, he goes for it down the inside of Edwards. On yourself, Leon. Not quite close enough to get it done, though, but you can see he wants it. He wants to fight back. And see further back, Clements really fired up, setting 45.9, his personal best. As it passed through New, he's now got 1 second to Lloyd, who is about 1.7 away from Schouler. As I would say, Schouler might be trying to build a gap, thinking there's perhaps a bit of a dark cloud hanging over his head regarding, it looked almost like he sort of bounced over a curb and got into Clements. Didn't look malicious or anything. Those curbs at Surtees can be rather aggressive. Here's McIntosh in 7th. He set his lap time on lap 5, and he's not been within half a second since. It's all been 47s. That looked like Sharp getting wide in the background. He's got Clifford for attention. Is Clifford going to go for it into Surtees? Yes, he is. Clifford on the super soft superior grip. Cotton is next up onto the back of Nashel. In fact, Clements has set the fastest lap and has a look at Lloyd while doing it, so that's up to 4th for Clements. Is Lloyd going to fight back? No, Clements has that covered, so a good lap for Clements. They're up to 4th, takes fastest lap. But what can he do about Schauler? Because like we say, there's a bit of a cloud over Schauler's head regarding that incident with Clements. Because Schauler is 2.5 seconds to Lloyd. So I guess his main aim is just build 5 seconds. So it's a 46.2. Yeah, 46.2, whereas Lloyd was a 46.8. Of course, he got overtaken. And further back, Cotton taking a bit too much grass on the inside into Paddock. He's almost in slipstream range of Nashel. There's in fact, Clifford, having passed Sharp, is now on the case of Heron. Clifford qualified really well, but was one of the victims of that crazy lap 1. So is there any way past Heron for him? A show of the nose into clearways is what he thinks is the way. But then Renault Power. What about Cotton and Nashel? Cotton, of course, in for Piper. And Lloyd in for Smith. No Jeff Westenborg. For whatever reason. We heard nothing. This is on board with Nashel. Where does Cotton think about a move? Nashel defends the inside. So that Hyundai will get a much better run out of the final corner than that Volkswagen. As we're on to the penultimate lap now, so Cotton got a good run down towards turn 1, couldn't do anything with it though. Nashel's basically having to drive down the inside of the track the whole time. In fact, Cotton's gotten alongside now, so Nashel can't take the racing line. So he's forced him narrow. Has he done an up and under? Not quite, but he showed his nose last lap into clearways. Can he do it again? No, Nashel covering that one. We're on to the last lap now. Clifford is past Heron now, up into 10th place. How is Schauler doing? Clements has caught him. As it stands, if there was to say be, say, a 5-second penalty, that would put Schauler in 6th. Of course, I'm just being hypothetical. Nothing is ever confirmed. Apart from that Lewis Edwards is going to win the first race here at Brands Hatch Indy. Leon Welsh will take 2nd place. Rob Schauler, who is with these two at the start and arguably could have also won this race, will come home 3rd. Clements takes 4th and fastest lap. Ewan Lloyd will take 5th place. McIntosh in 6th. Liam New 7th, just ahead of Cotton, who did get Nashel. Clifford 10th. Connor Heron in 11th place. And Ash Sharp in 12th, with Ethan Graham being a DNF. We saw him off on lap 1 and then having a moment later on, so a poor race for the championship leader has blown it completely wide open. And there is your winner, Lewis Edwards. So I will take a break, have a drink, and I shall leave you with the race results until race 2. So, almost time for race 2. Seems like Clements wasn't too happy about the incident. Of course, I didn't see fully what happened. It looked like Shellard was bounced over a curb. So, we have Chris's son, Archie, wondering what number his dad is running. He doesn't appear to be on track, but I believe he's always number 15. So let me just see who is on the medium tyres. McIntosh is. So is Nashall. Graham is, but he has used them in race 1. Cotton, who is in for Piper, is on race 2. Clifford and Edwards are race 2. Is that everyone? I think so. So that should leave Chris Clements, Leon Welsh, Rob Schouler and Ewan Lloyd to do their medium tyres in race 3. In fact, it looks like Lloyd is on them now, so let me just update that. Yeah, just double checking everything. It should just leave Clements, Welsh and Schouler. Schouler, Welsh and Clements. Yep, that is, I believe, correct. So, time for the second race of the evening. Again, a similar story to last time, Volkswagens and Mazdas. But we saw Edwards actually hold on okay in the last race. There it is, Edwards from Welsh, from Schouler, Clements, Lloyd, McIntosh, New, Cotton, Nashall, Clifford, Heron, Sharp and Graham. It's going to make me do the back out of the race thing again. We'll get through the first corners. And we are go. Welsh gets a better start this time. Here comes Schouler as well. Doesn't look like Edwards has been as good this time, because Welsh is free and clear. And Schouler might go all the way around the outside of Edwards here. He's got the room to cut across to the inside. Are we cleaner away in the first corners? It looks like it. Yep, it's going to do the glitch, so hang on very quickly. There we go. Sean never seems to get this, but I always do. So it's Welsh from Schouler, Edwards, New, Clements, McIntosh and Graham. Graham's had a great start, of course, the Hyundai. Unbelievable off the line. That's why he saw New up to 5th place so early on, and Graham from 13th to 7th. It's always been a very, very good car off the line. And Graham might already be having a look at McIntosh. Of course, McIntosh on those medium tyres. And he goes through. In fact, New is now ahead of Edwards. And in fact, there goes Chris Clements on the inside of Edwards, passing Edwards. Edwards, another one on the medium tyres. So Clements up to 4th. Much better first lap for him this time, than last time. And now, can he get past New? That looked like one of the Farrakla Seats having some issues in the background. Heron has disappeared, whether that was due to incident or disconnection. Unfortunately, his connection saw him miss race 3 last week. In fact, there goes Graham on Edwards. And when I said Ethan Graham had it all to do in race 2, he is doing it all. Oh, and that's New out wide, and that allows Clements up into the podium. Oh, and New almost took Clements out. Went very, very hot and sideways on the brakes and to Druids. So the two Halfords cars sitting 4th and 5th. A bit further back, what's going on there? All seems pretty calm at the moment. Cotton down to 12th place. Of course, he's on the mediums. Oh, and Connor Heron's just confirmed it's his internet again, so a real shame for him. He was finally off those medium tyres. And there goes Graham on New. That looked like a pretty... Let's just say New was Bottas in that situation. That was pretty orchestrated. Oh, and that's Nashall off in the background. Yeah, so Andy's on the medium, so it looks like it's going to be a long 20 minutes or so, 15-20 minutes or so for Nashall. Edwards and McIntosh both on those medium tyres. Can McIntosh make an impression on Edwards? Well, of course, the order for this race is reversed for race 3, so say it finished as it is, Edwards would be starting ahead of most of his rivals. So Schouler set second, 7/10 either side of him, Welsh ahead, Clements behind. And then Graham's 4th, closing in as well. Currently Welsh with the fastest lap for 45.8. So Welsh has had something click with him in that Mazda recently. 2 podiums last week. Could he get 2 this week as well? And Sharp has found his way onto the back of McIntosh and Edwards. In fact, oh, who was that? That's Clifford getting into the gravel at Clearways. And Sharp onto the back of McIntosh. He's on that super softs, and he had a 46.1, so he's also sort of clicking with that Mazda. No way past McIntosh for him at the moment. A bit further up, Clements is now on Schouler. Welsh has started to pull away ever so slightly. 2:45.9s for Clements, so some good laps. Graham has stolen fastest lap away. That must be very close. Oh, 100th of a second between Welsh and Graham. And now, what can Clements do about that bright orange Mazda in front of him? He's surrounded by orange. An orange Mazda ahead, an orange Hyundai behind, and another orange Hyundai. Shows his nose, but a little too far behind to get a move. A little twitch from Graham, a bit further back. Oh, that's very wide for Clements. He'll be able to recover from that one. A few tenths lost and some dirty tyres for a couple of corners. Oh, and Graham's taking advantage and sent it up into 3rd place. So that mistake proving even more costly for Clements. Down to 4th place, but not out of it just yet. He could make his way back through. Graham is a man on a mission. Oh, and that mission was almost into the gravel trap. Has to defend from Clements. Oh, and now he's the one with the dirty tyres and gets it sideways through Druids. But manages to just hold on. All of that has let Schouler get away slightly. We're already on lap 8. That was quick. Well, Sharp has made his way through McIntosh and Edwards. And McIntosh has made his way through on Edwards. So Edwards down to 8th. Then you've got Lloyd, Cotton, Clifford and Nashall. So Edwards shouldn't slip any further behind. All the cars behind him are on medium tyres. Yeah, almost half the field is on medium tyres for this race. But it's still Welsh pulling away at the front. In fact, Schouler's closed him down ever so slightly. Well, Graham and Clements, they both having the purple lap at one point. Like Graham is even more purple. He's almost a 10th up. And is he going to be able to get a tow from Schouler? No, he's just outside of the tow range. Doesn't beat it. That tow would have made the difference. Oh, Graham out wide again. Is he going to have to defend from Clements? He might just... Oh, it looks like he's turned down onto Clements. Went wide. And he's put the hazards on, perhaps saying sorry, although I think Clements would rather be given the position than a flash of the lights. It looked like Ethan just sort of dived across to cover the inside and was just a little too late, and was almost kind of lucky he didn't pit maneuver himself across the front of Clements' car. This is all good news for Schouler. It's a little bit scrappy behind him. Clements and Graham making a couple of mistakes, which is just giving Schouler the room. But he's not able to make an impression on Welsh. Oh, now Clements goes for it. Very aggressive down the inside. But he's probably thought, you know what? You've barged me, I'll barge you. So that puts Clements up into third place. Will Ethan retaliate with a send of his own? He does. So it's an eye for an eye going on here for the podium spot. New almost thought about a move there. Of course, that's the problem for Clements. Oh, Schouler. That looked very, very close to disaster out of turn one. As I was saying, Clements is in a bit of a Hyundai sandwich. With the two Halfords cars either side of him. So if he tries to get past Graham and messes up ever so slightly, the other one's going to come through. And in fact, he's currently purple. So he might be best just sticking behind Graham, trying to get a tow, and trying to get the point for that fastest lap. Because a point they took in race 1 doesn't get it. What's happening a bit further back? All staying very status quo. Nashall has caught on to Clifford. Of course, all these guys on medium, so they're all sort of similar pace. Meanwhile, Welsh is still leading. Last time Sean left me alone, we had Ash's first win and Heron's first win. Are we going to see what I think, so don't quote me on it, what I think is Leon Welsh's first win? This always happens when Sean leaves me. Someone gets their first win who hasn't won for a very long time. Graham very close to his purple lap that time. And they are onto the back of Schouler now, so... Oh, and into Schouler. Graham with a bit of a nudge on the back of the Team RAC driver. As New does some rallycross in the background. Looked like Graham thought about a move, but was just perhaps a little far back. He's going to have the tow now. That that Hyundai is quite quick in a straight line. Oh, and Graham's managed to get a nose in. Oh, Schouler's just able to cut across the front and hold off. But Graham's now the one in the position of... You have to attack and defend at the same time. And with someone as fast as Chris Clements behind, he knows any sort of issue. He will be straight through. We've already seen these two kind of come to blows. With Chris firmly in the wars today. Sharp having a good race. Bit of a no man's land in 6th, but it's all good points. McIntosh, the first of the medium runners. He's actually sort of doing a bit of a number on Edwards. A 1.7 second gap over him. In fact, this is his chance. He's got the inside end 30s, but that will be the inside for Schouler. Oh, and it looks like what happened in race 1 has happened again. Schouler had to go across the grass and was rejoined into another car. Hard to tell whether he just sort of went off through fighting, whether there was a nudge or what. That's the annoying thing about not having the replays that Sean does. I could go back and see, was Rob nudged off? Did he just do it himself? But Graham, after a bad race 1, will not be too happy about that one either, I wouldn't imagine. But it's put Chris Clements up into second. A little late for him though, because you'd think he would have the pace to catch Leon Welsh. But 2.3 seconds in 2 laps, it's going to require Welsh to make some sort of error. But it has also put Liam New up into a podium place. He's just been the one just sort of sat behind his teammate watching it all happen. And he's profited from a coming together. And further back, I imagine it's all much the same. There's Lloyd 9th with Cotton 10th, our 2 stand-in drivers. With Clifford having now pulled back away from Nashall. In fact, it looks like something happened to Nashall on lap 15 of 51. And unfortunately, that coming together sort of split this group up. So like I say, I can never say anything for definite, but could Schouler see again have a black cloud over his head about a race result? Someone who will not have a black cloud over their head and will in fact be on cloud 9 is going to be Leon Welsh, because he's got about 20 seconds to go before he can claim, I think, his first win. It looks like on the minimap that New was having a bit of trouble in the background. And here he goes, no trouble for this man. Took the lead off the start and this time managed to hold it. For the win at Brands Hatch Indy, you can see how happy he is. It's Leon Welsh for the win. Chris Clements will take second. Liam New takes third. Schouler fourth. Ethan Graham will not be happy with fifth. Ash Sharp sixth. McIntosh seventh. Lewis Edwards in 8th place. Ewan Lloyd, just ahead of Dylan Cotton, will take 9th place. Cotton will be 10th. Clifford will be in 11th, and Nashall made a mistake early on and has never really recovered. Will take 12th place here at Brands Indy. So like I say, I think that is Leon Welsh's first win ever in 15 seasons of this stuff. It is. Ash has just confirmed to me that is his first BTCC win. Told you, this always happens for me. We get Welsh's first win, we get Sharp's first win, and we got Heron's first win in the 2 rounds I've done. Whose first win are we going to get next? Yeah, I feel some words may go on again after that one, but we will, again, leave you with the results, and I will have a break to have a drink before race 3. So, almost time for race 3. Let me just confirm. Clements, Schouler, and it should be Leon Welsh. Yeah, so it looks like we've got all the tyre data we need for next week. So just remember, the grid from the last race will be reversed for this, so Welsh will start at the back, and Nashall and, Clifford, Cotton, Lloyd will be the ones towards the front. So this race is a good chance for, I think Ethan Graham again will be on a mission. He's had sort of 2 races where he shouldn't be. Race 1 he would have looked to be where his teammate is, be one of the ones capitalising on the errors, getting a midfield finish. And then, he would have wanted to probably win, maybe even just be on the podium in that last race. So he will start from the middle of the pack. Then you've also got Cotton and Lloyd, who've had somewhat quiet evenings. It's a good chance for someone like them to try and pick up a good result. Of course, whatever Lloyd does, it'll be half points for Smith, as will Cotton for Piper. Of course, Piper apparently has better things to do than this. Knowing him, it's probably look at Brown Rovers, because that's what he thinks is fun. Brown Rovers and bingo, he finds them fun. So it looks like we shall be starting just any minute now for race 3. There we go. Ethan has started the final. So our third and final race this evening. Again, I will probably get the glitch thing, so apologies. Always happens. So there's your grid. It will be Nashall, Clifford, Cotton, Lloyd, Edwards, McIntosh, Sharp, Graham, Schouler, New, Clements, Welsh, and Heron. Of course, Heron not completing that last race, so having to start from last place. Engine notes rise. And it's go. Of course, Nashall gets a great start on that Hyundai. Look how much he has left those front-wheel drives. Oh, it's gotten a bit messy in there. Oh, they're about 4 wide everywhere. It's so hard to tell what's going on. Edwards is up to 3rd, I can tell you that. Just try and keep an eye on what's going on. Oh, it looks like Sharp and Graham. Graham was into the sort of rear quarter of Sharp. Clements and Sharp now also together. Don't think Clements realised Sharp was quite there. Yep, hang on. I hate that glitch. That is Nashall from Cotton, from Edwards, from Lloyd. So it looks like... Who was that? That was Clifford going wide in the background. New, McIntosh. Oh, McIntosh. Down the inside of New. Unconventionally. Clifford sideways, able to hold off Graham. And Graham out a bit wide. We've already seen him sort of make a mistake at that corner. Sharp, 9th. Clements, of course, on those mediums, so can't expect too much. That looks like it's Heron down the inside of Clements. Up for 10th place. It looks like Sharp now has the attentions of Luke Clifford over 8th place. Some very good racing between the pair of them. Oh, Clifford, his rear wheel has got the... Oh, it looks like he's had a big crash there. His rear wheel just clipped the gravel. He sort of sideswiped Ash because of it, and then just avoided having a nasty accident. Edwards is through on Dylan Cotton, so he is now free to try and chase after Roy Nashall. And again, it looks like Graham sort of the after you from Liam New on his teammate. Now does Liam New face a move from Xavier McIntosh. Has to defend the inside. McIntosh looks around the outside. Nothing's going to happen there usually. The only way you get around the outside is if you're basically fully alongside and can hold it there. Oh, Graham's out wide again. And his teammate may have just waved him through, but his teammate has had to sort of go back through. So some more issues with that corner for Graham. And McIntosh and Sharp just behind. You've got Heron, Clements, Schouler, Welsh and Clifford. Now, back up the front, Edwards is in slipstream range now of Nashall. Oh, caught in taking an interesting line there. He's done that a couple of times today. I'd think this shouldn't be too difficult for Edwards. It's just how patient is he? Does he wait for a clear opportunity or does he send it? Nashall defends into clearways but goes wide. That's the invitation Edwards needed. Because Nashall has made a mistake in the one place that the front wheel drives are bad here. And Edwards is going to have just enough to be able to tuck back in and take the lead, and you think he might just disappear from here on out, providing he doesn't make any sort of errors. And what can the people who I mentioned pre-race, the likes of Lloyd and Cotton do, who've had sort of quiet nights? Cotton, can he get past Nashall? So we can get up into second. That group behind of New, Graham, McIntosh, they've all got to work their way through. On Lloyd as well. Of course, Graham was clear, made that mistake. And is New going to be asked to... He may not have been asked to move before, but it certainly looked like he sort of just didn't fight him, let's say, and it looks like Cotton is now through. So Dylan Cotton up to second place ahead of Nashall. And then Lloyd is attracting the interests of the Team Halford's Hyundais. As an absolute random has joined the lobby. McIntosh has dropped off the back of the Halford's Hyundais a little bit and is in fact going to be getting pressurised by Heron soon, who also has Ash Sharp on his case. In fact, there is New down the inside of Lloyd. So Edwards takes his time out to tell that random person no. And New does get it done on Lloyd, and Graham comes firing in. Oh, Lloyd was lucky not to have a big crash there. Ethan sort of took his chance with the gap very, very aggressively. Oh, and Lloyd almost fires it back on New. In fact, New's had to go wide. New, rejoins into... Oh, and that's unfortunately ruined the race for McIntosh. McIntosh is going to be down to 12th, maybe even 13th at this rate. Unfortunately, that was as New... Has he given the place back? Oh no, I thought that was New giving the place back. And it was Lloyd sort of sent one on the inside of New. I didn't get to fully see his throttle trace when we were on board, but maybe New sort of let up the throttle, got the rear wheel spinning, and has spun onto the track, taking out Xavier McIntosh, and unfortunately ruined a good race for him. So for Dylan Cotton, that means that there's only one car between himself and Ethan Graham. In fact, look at this. Ethan Graham and Lewis Edwards have the exact same lap time. But because Edwards said it first, the point counts as his. Even though I did a race the other week, set the same time as someone, and the person who did it after got the pole, so... There's Ash Sharp in battle with the two VX Racing Renaults. He's down the inside of Lloyd. Lloyd gets that one around the outside. Clements in 8th on those medium tyres ahead of Schouler. We saw McIntosh in the Mazda do a better job than Edwards on the medium, so perhaps the saloons are just a bit favoured to the medium tyres around here. It looks like Nashall is now having to go on the defensive from Graham. Look back from the Israeli driver. I've seen Graham do a few sends and clearways. Does he do it again this lap? He does. Just gives Nashall a tap. Does he think about another send into Paddock Hill or Druids? Druids is probably the better place for a full-on send. No, goes for it at Paddock Hill. And he's through up into 3rd place. And next up, with 7 and a bit laps to go, is Dylan Cotton about... Oh, in fact, Nashall's back down the inside. Looks like Graham went deep. But Graham holds on. So 1.5 seconds now to Dylan Cotton. In fact, Heron has pulled away from this battle. Is he able to do something about Nashall? But Nashall's doing a good pace. He's doing mid to low 46s. Clements and Schouler are still ensuring their rivalry goes on. In fact, Schouler gets a switchback out of clearways. The front wheel drives are better in a straight line. The Mazda, it's definitely not its strong point. It gets out dragged a lot. And Clement's able to keep that position, but as he touched the gravel there, is enough to keep him ahead of Schouler for P8. Liam New, after his incident with Xavier McIntosh, down in 10th. McIntosh has recovered to go ahead of Clifford. And now can he pass debutant winner Leon Welsh? There's Sharp and Lloyd going at it again. Some very argy-bargy racing there. But it's Ash on the inside. But then, is the power of that VX racing car enough to bring it back around? No, it looks like Sharp's got it, unless Lloyd does the switchback. Oh, he's just about got a nose in there. Ash breaks deep. Lloyd has the inside, but Ash will get on the power better and will have the inside into Graham Hill Bend. But Lloyd's going to try it around the outside. You're only going to find yourself sort of squeezed out there. And now it's a drag race. Oh, so it's a drag race down, but they've gotten some more argy-bargy. And does Lloyd send it again? He does, but Ash in the saloon will get a better run. But now it's Lloyd's inside. It's basically been a whole lap of side-by-side for these two. And there goes the VX Racing Renault down the inside. Now can Ash repeat what was just done to him? Well, Lloyd covers that one off. Great racing between the pair of them. F a little bargy. It's touring cars, what do you expect? And that looked like Schouler trying to get past Clements. And has Lloyd finally settled in. In fact, what's happened to Cotton? Last lap, Cotton a 49. He's down to 4th. So he's now down behind Graham and Nashall. So if he wants a podium, he's got to pass the Team Eurotech driver. He's got the inside for Druids. Nashall gives him plenty of space. Nashall perhaps thinking about his own race, trying to go for 4th. Lloyd and Sharp still going at it. Clements and New might be the next battle. Of course, there'll be a couple of people perhaps with sort of the clouds over their head. Schouler and maybe New for his re-entry, which will depend on was he flooring it, because if he's floored it and spun into McIntosh, then the blame will firmly lay at his door. But Nashall now is going to have to contend with Heron for the last 2 and a bit laps. Because a 4th place would be a good result for Heron. Didn't have a great race 1 because he was on the mediums, disconnected from the second race, and has worked his way from the back to maybe a 4th place if he can find a way through Nashall. So it's not been a great night for the Renault driver. He's not had much luck this season. Still, in fact, Edwards firmly cementing fastest lap now. Graham improved as well. In fact, both on lap 10 they improved. Edwards getting it by over half a tenth. Lloyd and Sharp have had an amazing fight this race over 6th place. We saw how good Lloyd was in round 1. He's come back and showed it again. Now Sharp has a nose in into clearways, thinks better of that one. Wisely so, I would say. They've got 1 more lap to go. It looks like Nashall might be safe from Heron, barring errors. And Graham will probably be happy with 2nd, despite his error in the middle of the race. How much closer could he have been to Edwards, we'll never know. But it looks like Edwards has had this one under control, really. And so, for the 2nd time tonight, Lewis Edwards will come round and win race 3. Ethan Graham will take 2nd on a frustrating night for him. Dylan Cotton will take 3rd. Nashall 4th. Heron 5th. Ewan Lloyd will just pip Ash Sharp to 6th and 7th. Schouler 8th. Clements 9th. McIntosh 10th. Welsh 11th. Clifford 12th. And then New. Maybe he gave the place back at the end. Maybe he made a mistake. Who knows? Well, there it is. A win and a fastest lap for Edwards in race 3. There are your race results. So as for driver of the day, for the 2nd week in a row, I'm going to have to give it to Leon Welsh. A P2 and a win. So, thank you for watching. Next week it will be back to normal. You'll have Sean, so we'll have replays. But I've been Liam, and thank you for watching.